5.1 Grandmaster. So in these exercises, we're just going to do some algebraic simplification and simplify our answers as best we can. So multiply and then combine like terms. So here I have a product, meaning I'm multiplying, two binomials together. Okay? I'm going to use FOIL. First, outside, inside, last. So multiplying my first two terms, I get 8x squared. Multiplying the outside, I get plus 16x. Inside gives me minus 12x. And last, minus 24. Combine like terms. 8x squared plus 4x minus 24. Done. Next, I have 2 times 3x plus 11 squared. Now the mistake that some people might make is applying distributive law right now. Okay? That is a mistake because this is multiplication, but I have an exponent out here. Okay? And exponents, that has to come first. Okay? What does it mean to square 3x plus 11? Does that mean I get to square each of these terms? The answer is no. And that's another common mistake that kids make. Here's why you can't do that. I'm just going to rewrite the question, but I'm going to expand this exponent because after all, when you're squaring something, by definition, it means you're multiplying it by itself. So it's 3x plus 11 written out again. Okay? But now you can see multiplying these together requires FOIL. Not just squaring the first and the last. We have to multiply each term according to that acronym FOIL. Okay? So this 2 out front, I'm going to leave it there. He's not bothering anybody. Okay? I'm just going to apply FOIL to this stuff. So first, outside, inside, last. No. Put all that inside stuff in red. So that's going to give me 9x squared plus 33x plus 33x and 11 times 11. Okay. I get 121. Okay. Now, I'm not going to multiply this 2 yet using distributive law because the inside here can be simplified. I have 33x plus 33x. So I have 9x squared plus 66x plus 121. Now I can apply this 2 just using simple distributive laws, well, we always would have. So everything gets doubled. So my final answer at the end of the day is 18x squared plus 132x plus 242. And we're done. Next example, I have a binomial. However, it's being multiplied by a trinomial. Okay? So FOIL doesn't work. You can't use first, outside, inside, last. So we're actually going to have to go back to method 2, the distributive law. But I am going to skip that first step because it's just a lot of unnecessary writing. So what you're going to see me do is something like FOIL, but I'm not going to be following the first, outside, inside, last rule. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the x, and I'm going to multiply the x by each term within this trinomial. Okay? So it's like an extended FOIL. So each item in here is being multiplied by x. So I get x cubed minus x squared plus 4x. Okay? Moving on. Now I go to the next one, negative 1. And that multiplies every single item inside here. So multiplying something by negative 1, all that does is just reverse the sign. So this gives me minus x squared plus x, take away 4. Okay? So all the multiplication is done, so the only thing left is to combine any like terms. So I only have one x cubed term, so that stays. Are there any x squared terms? Yes, there are two of them. Both of them are negative. So this gives me minus 2x squared plus 5x minus 4. And that is now complete. This next example, you got to be really careful. There's a lot of stuff going on. I have subtraction here, but this binomial is being squared. So really what this question is asking is x plus 2 minus x plus 1 times x plus 1. All right? So I can't do the subtraction first because I have multiplication here. So that requires me to use FOIL, which is nice. So first, outside, inside, last. So this subtraction here and this binomial here, not going to do a thing with it. So it's going to stay. Minus. Everything in here is being multiplied, so I'm going to put some brackets here. Don't forget to put this bracket. It's very, very important. So this gives me x squared plus x plus 1. Okay. Now what do we do? Well, there are different options, but I'm going to simplify everything that's in here first. Okay. So now everything within all of my brackets is simplified as best as I can. Now this is not multiplication, this is subtraction. Well, one way to think of it is you can just drop the brackets and reverse the sign of everything. That's kind of quick and dirty. It doesn't really explain why. Whenever you have a minus, think of it as an invisible negative 1. Okay? And now, if you want to apply the rainbow rule, distributive law, here, you can. But of course, multiplying anything by negative 1 just reverses the sign, which is why I said before you can just drop the brackets and change the sign. Get the same idea. So x plus 2, these brackets really don't do anything. I know I'm showing a lot of steps, but I want everything to be clear. So this is going to give me minus x squared minus 2x minus 1. There we go. Now we're on the home stretch. Combine like terms. Write the x squared term first. So I got negative x squared. This becomes minus x because 1x, take away 2x is negative 1x. And this would be plus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So a lot of work. So be careful. X take away 3 cubed. That just means x take away 3 times x take away 3 times x take away 3. Okay. So again, you don't get to cube the first and the last and get your answer. It doesn't work that way, because that's not what it means to cube. You're multiplying x minus 3 by itself, and I had to write it 3 times. So it's like I have double FOIL. Okay, these first two terms I could use FOIL to multiply them together, or I could multiply these two first. The order doesn't matter. However, I like to do the last two first. That's just me. So this x minus 3 is going to stay there. But I'm going to apply FOIL now to this last set. So first, outside, inside, last. So I get x squared minus 3x minus 3x plus 9. Okay. And I'm just going to simplify this second set of brackets by combining like terms. Okay. Now it looks like one of our previous examples. I have a binomial times a trinomial. So the x multiplies every item, and then the negative 3 will multiply every item. I'll draw the lines this time. There, 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 and then here, here, and here. So I get x, whoops, there we go, x cubed minus 6x squared plus 9x. Now I multiply everything by negative 3, so I get negative 3x squared plus 18x. Watch your signs. Remember, a negative times a negative is positive, and this is minus 27. All right, hard part is over. Let's combine like terms again. There's my x cubed. Look for x squared terms. There we go. We look for x terms. Aha! This gives me and I believe we are done.